What up, buddies? Welcome to the daily tutorial on the Hawk library. So as per promise, we said we'll be talking about select. I should tell you that when it comes to selection, I've built two classes that are going to be doing about the same thing, but the other one is optimized. So we will start with the simple one first. You see, select usually is used for logging in, so I'm gonna make a small example on logging in. So let's create a simple login script. Alright, there it is. Now let's try and see the output on the browser. Be our login example. So we want to log in to our let's say to the account we created when we were making the insert example. So this screen is logging into Hawk select DB helper, so we should create that file. Okay, where are we now? We just initialized, and we said, like I said, I'll be using two classes. So the first class I'll be using the DB helper, the next one I'll be using a descendant to this one, so don't mind about that one. Now let's focus on this one. Okay, here we have our login form, and we are sending in the email and the password to try logging in the user. So I'm gonna initialize the variables from the form here. Alright, they are there. So now we would want to use Hawk to log in our user. So we want to select information from the database. So I would say, let's say users found is equal to, alright, dbh, then get. Okay, on PHP Storm, if you hit Control space, you will see a bunch of options that are prompting you which method are you going to select. I will walk you through a number of options that are going to be displayed. So we want to find a method that's gonna take the email and the password to test against the database. So the first method takes one parameter, and the second one takes only, it will accommodate for one value, and we have get details too. Okay, let me select this and read documentation. Now if you can see, it's going to take the table name and the first column you want to query in, the second column, and the values you want to search, value 1 and value 2. I think this is exactly what we might want to use here for the login. There's a bunch of options that you can use, but in the meantime I will show you how to work with this one. Okay, remember this thing was still under production. So the first parameter is going to be my table name, is going to be Hawk users. Then the second parameter, where column 1, okay, where user email, is it? Okay, let me check with the database. Where email address and password. Okay, we'll be using email address and password. Where email address, then the next parameter is password. Okay, then the next parameter is the where value 1. Then we want to put the email that we have initialized here. Okay, that we have initialized here. So the first is email, and the next is password. Yes, done. So like every other select query, you always get an array of results. Say, so I can't be doing the login logout logic for you, so I will just try to echo the results we found from the query using JSON, in JSON format. I don't know why I like it. So I want this. Okay, I was saying we want to echo the results found in JSON format from the table. You will do the login logout logic by yourself. That's not exactly what I'll be doing here. So let's try and run our script and see if it's working. As simple as that. Alright, our email was flash@flash.com and our password was AAA. Now if we log in now, yes, you can see there's a user found. If there were about a couple of people with the same details, they're going to be displayed here. Now let's see if we have a wrong password, or okay, let's just another A. Found 0. See, so it means selecting using that query is working. So I will have to show you. Remember, we saw there's a couple of options on the get method, or on the get methods in DB helper. So I'll try to walk you through one by one if possible, or I'll just select a few. Okay, alright, let me prepare a little form to walk you through the thinking of the. Alright, welcome back. I have written a select option from the DB helper methods. So I have a list of about 5 methods that are going to be I'll be testing for you. So these methods, these values are being sent to Hawkmo. So I've created that script already, and I've initialized our DBH as it is now. So let's see how it's going to be working. So if you select an option, then we want to see how it's going to run. Now I will have to show you a couple of things. So from our form, we are getting get options that we want to use. So we want to, since they are integers, we want to use a switch to be, we'll be using a switch to filter the results we want from our database. Okay, case 1. Okay, we have get details. We want to use this method and we will see how it works. Okay, let's say results equal to get details. Alright, now let's see what this thing can do. It takes 3 parameters: the table, the where column, and the where value. Let's say we would want to say this, you are reading testimonials, and from those testimonials they are the ones that have been read, that have been, let's say, that have been approved, and the ones that have been not that haven't been approved. Unfortunately, in my case, we are not working with this one. Or I imported a table and I named it censorship. Let's try to manipulate things in this table. Okay, it's a list of people. Alright, so let's say we want the where column to be member ID, and the value will be the one we want is 226. So after running our first query, we should have these results for Love Bush, right? Alright, so where column, our table is going to be censorship. Alright, the next parameter is the where column. Where column is the member ID column, and the value to find, we say 226. Alright, and we break, or since this is a switch statement, we would like to echo the results at the end. So I'll use my JSON stuff and encode the results we get in. Alright, if you didn't understand anything, you are free to leave comments below. So let's try our so the first thing, on get details, let's select and run the script. As you can see, it is entered into the database, selected in the table where a member ID is 226, and this is our result. So we should be looking at the next query, the get limited data. Okay, let's see what it will give us. So case 2. 2 results dbh. Mind you, all these methods are available in dbh. Get limited data. Okay, should I say data? Fuck that. Now let's see the parameters it takes. First, let's hear from documentation what it does. Okay, this function returns a limited quantity of data out of the database table, returns an array of data fetched from the table, and it takes 3 parameters: the name of the table to get the results from, the way you want the data to be ordered, usually descending or ascending, and the limit, the size of the return array to be returned. Let's say you just want to show the first 10 results, the first 5 results of things in censorship. So the first parameter is the table name, and our table name has been named censorship, and the order we want it to be descending, taken from the last. Alright, this time around let's try ascending. We want it in ascending, and the limit will be 5. Okay, so we want 5 results from that table. Okay, now let's try and run this script and see if it is really working. 5 first results in the table censorship should be the results we get limited data, run it. We should have the first 5 results base. Ladies and gents, we have them, but they seem to be descending. Perhaps I changed it in the script. So alright, if you use ascending, this is what you get it from 1 going downwards. So the next method you should be looking at for getting all values. Getting all values is used to retrieve all the info from the database. So case 3 I'll be getting all the details, the results from the table. So I'll run get all values from the table. So if we run this fine, we are supposed to get all the information in the table named the censorship. This. Alright, get all values. You see, we have a very long list from ID 1 up to ID number 50 probably. Yes, we have returned all the values in the database, but there is something you need to notice. We are in ascending order. What if we want all the values in descending order? This is where we run the next query, get values in descending order at number 4. So case 4 resounding values, and we put the name of the table in B as a parameter. Alright, let's try and run this and see what we get. So this time around it's supposed to be from 50 going backwards, and it works. See, this is what you would want to do if you are to get the last messages in a table going upwards, but you get all of them in one sweep. So going for the one method that I chose to put last, get lim, that I'm not even sure how this is going to be working, so we will check from the parameters. Okay, don't forget to read the documentation. So one important thing, so case number 5 are equal to dbh, and we get lim data. Hey, I'm here to see how that's going to be working. Maybe I'll even tell you what I was thinking when I wrote that function. So get lim data according to the specifics is going to take some like 4 or 5 parameters. That's the table, where column, and where value, order, and limit. Let's say I'm looking for people in the database who have the same surname as Flash, and I just need the last 5 recorded in the database. This is exactly what I would use. So in this case, I am going to search for a member with the specific information, and in my case I'm picking a member with the member ID 226 I would like to use for a demo. If we had a lot of them with the ID 226, they would be populated. So I can't tell you much. You can do a little research, you see what you get. So we're putting our values in the query. I think we're done. We should save the file and try to run the script on the browser and see what we can get. You can achieve more than enough with this method. Okay, now let's run it and see what we have. See our results. That's with a member with an ID 226 called Bush, and I promise you will achieve more than a lot. So we'll talk about the optimize the selector in the next tutorial. For now, bye.